We're here in a mechanical room or an elevator room, and what I'm going to go ahead and cover here is just some good information that you're going to need to get that's going to be obtained by making access to the mechanical room. So anytime we're going to an elevator, a known elevator entrapment, we're always going to want to ensure that we have a elevator mechanic or a technician en route to that location as well. If ALCO doesn't have that information or confirm that we have one en route, one of the things that whoever makes access to the mechanical room can do, we can find a service log. And what we have here is a service log. And don't necessarily be fooled by the company that has the service, because that's not necessarily the manufacturer of the elevator. But this happens to be where we're at here today is actually an Otis elevator at the mall, but Kone has a service for this. And this is their service record here where they log their services in. And as you can see right here on the front of the service log, they have a 24-hour phone number that if ALCO doesn't already have a contact number on file, there's a number where you can call a technician to help to assist you with the entrapment. So that's one thing I wanted to cover. The other thing when we come into the mechanical room, we're coming in here trying to gather what the grouping of the elevator is to be able to give us a good idea of what our unlock zones are. And what we have here is the main line disconnect to kill the power to the elevator. Anytime we're going to manipulate an elevator, we need to make sure that we secure the power. What I want to zone you in here is not necessarily securing the power right now. I want to zone you into this data tag, okay? And this is going to give us the grouping of the elevator. The majority of the time, you're going to find this on the main line disconnect. It's not required by code to be on the mainline disconnect, but it is required to be identified within the mechanical room. So sometimes you'll see it. Sometimes you'll see it on the hydraulic reservoir, or you may see it on a cabinet door getting into the computer or the circuit panel of the elevator or inside the door. So it will be identified somewhere in here. And what I want to show you here is I don't really care on this data tag that it says Schindler. That just happens to be the company that tagged this one in. All I care about is Title 8 Group 2. Okay, and what the Group 2 is going to reference to me is going to give me a good indication of what the unlock zone is and whether or not this elevator is equipped with an egress or an access limiter. What I'm pointing out to you now in the elevator room is I really want to show you the difference between a manufacturer's label and service tags or a manufacturer's name that may be on a service log. What we have right here, this is the manufacturer's label for the Otis. And this is Otis's symbol. It's a little hard to see, but in the center of this globe, it says Otis. But as you can see, there's serial number and all the equipment information and specs are on this manufacturer's tag. That's the information that we want to see that will confirm that this is a manufacturer's label and not a service tag. If you go over here, I don't want you to be fooled by looking at these other service tags. You see this says ThyssenKrupp. This is a 5-year load test. You have annual test. Up on the log here to your left, it says Kone on it, which is another manufacturer. That's just the company that has the service at the time. Back on the main line disconnect, it says Schindler elevators. I don't want you to be fooled and come in and the first thing that you see a manufacturer that you recognize. I don't want you to be misled and use the wrong pick for where you're at. So even though you see Schindler in this room, Kone, you see ThyssenKrupp, we're going to go off the manufacturer's label to successfully use this kit, and it's Otis Group 2. So we're going to use the pick for an Otis Group 2 or Group 3 elevator.